All right, welcome to DeFi Expectations. It's been a little while since we've had an episode, so we're pretty excited to be back with the guys from Mad Meerkats. Got a lot going on since the last time we talked to them. I think this time we're going to get a little more info than we did last time too. So today we have Chris back with us. The Sequence is also joining us. And yeah, guys, how you doing?
Hey, man. It's been a while. Happy to be back, and this time around I'm being a co-founder of Mind the Sequence. We've given ourselves like cute little nicknames, the Canvas, the Sequence, but our project has also changed a lot. Happy to be here to share about where we're going, where it's heading. Just happy to chat with everyone here.
Yeah, likewise. What's tell us some highlights since we had last had you on. What's new and what's new with your audience?
Right. Many things actually. So the last time when we had a chat, it was much more simpler in just as it is. We are very focused on the art. We released our very first collection on Ethereum. We are doing mints pretty slowly, and our team made what I would say a very revolutionary move, which is we've decided to expand to a new chain, which is the CRO chain. Yeah, so what we've realized is that just to be completely honest, the Ethereum game is difficult. It's difficult for people who are just starting anew. It's difficult for people who basically do not have a historical footing in this space, and we decided to expand to a chain which we think would have been able to allow us to be the first few in the chain. So yeah, if you're looking at our website now, you can see there's a Genesis Mad Meerkat, which is on the Ethereum chain, and there's a CRO Mad Meerkat. It's basically a Mad Meerkat on the CRO chain, and we've managed to pretty much sort out entire 10K collection.
And what made you decide to launch on CRO?
Right. So actually, we've always wanted to do a bit of a cross-chain integrated resource kind of thing, which Sequence will mention more about it later on. But essentially, we wanted to have we were thinking about whether to launch it on Solana or try an entirely new chain, and then we pretty much decided on this because we think this is one of the up and coming chains that we want to be in.
Can you remind us, we may have talked a little bit about this last time we had you on, but can you tell us more about the design and development of Mad Meerkats NFTs? How are these NFTs produced, and what is special about them compared to other NFT projects?
Of course. So the very original goal was to basically share our friends' artwork with everyone. Yeah, just to recap a little bit, it was really a simple goal. The few of us were just in a cafe, and then one day we're just saying like, hey, we have such a person who can draw excellent artwork. Why don't we just let everyone in the world see it? That was the real beginning, and I think the last call I focused a lot on the artwork. The team has been discussing, and we realized that, dude, we have such strong developers. Why are we just limiting ourselves to artwork? So I'll leave the Sequence to talk a lot more about what we have done on the CRO chain. But essentially now we have expanded, and we are aiming to become an integrated resource across different blockchains. The goal is to, if you can scroll down to the roadmap a little bit, it's kind of really like a little map right now. Yeah, I think this is a very good summary. So on the Ethereum chain, we focus on 3 things that usually revolve around artwork, which is to allow people to collect better art pieces, allow us to partner with artists, partner with other people, and we have nice little peripheral benefits of being part of us. Along the way, we realized, hey, look, we want to do a cross-chain, we want to expand cross-chain, establish foothold in the CRO chain. There's a neat little feature that you can stake your NFT next week. Yes, you heard that right, you can stake your NFT next week. And we want to bring it all together to educate people, new people, or people who are just new to the CRO chain, and become one whole integrated resource. Basically, when you join us, you're going to be taken care of right from the very beginning.
You were saying you can stake your Meerkat. So what do you get as a benefit for doing something like that?
Hi guys, I'm Sequence. Thank you for having us again on this beautiful podcast. Right, so as Canvas has mentioned, right, we expanded from Ethereum to CRO, and one of the really unique things that we did while on our time here at CRO is that we actually acquired an AMM, automated market maker. So initially we had an exclusive partnership with this AMM called Crocswap, and throughout like our time, because the exclusive partnership involves us trying to figure out a way to stake our NFTs on their platform. And so during that journey, it was actually really difficult to go through all the technical obstacles that was ahead of us when we tried to stake the NFTs on their platform, right? And I think while our dev team, in fact, actually, as our whole team was working very closely together with Crocswap through the weeks, we realized that through those hours, we realized that there's really somewhat of like a shared value alignment that we really appreciated mutually from each other. And then I think during our mint, right, when as we saw pre-sale 1, pre-sale 2 just fly off the shelf like that, which is something that's extremely unexpected, I think there was this sort of like a shared joy moment between us, because both teams were present when we were just present and observing the mint because it's something that we wanted to celebrate. And I think there was a little bit of someone made this joke or something about, we should have just totally worked together, the AMM and the Mad Meerkat. And I think that small little joke just sparked something else, and somehow we ended up acquiring a significant stake in Crocswap, which eventually renamed into what you now should be able to know as Mad Meerkat Finance, MMS. Yeah. So you're asking me what utility you can, or what do you get from staking your NFTs with them, right? So basically, on an AMM, you will usually use an AMM to get a daily yield. So for yield farming, what our Meerkats are basically amplifiers, right? So on your earnings, for every single Meerkat that you stake on the platform, you get an additional 1% of your earnings. So for example, let's say if you are earning 1,000 USD a day, you will get an additional percent, so it'll be 1,010. Yeah. So for a maximum of 3 Meerkats that you can be staking on the platform, that will be additional 3%. So if it's 1,000 USD, you'll be getting 1,030 every single day. Yeah. So that is how it works.
So do you have to be staking other assets or like providing liquidity with other assets before you can get that boost? Or can you just stake the Meerkats for some kind of return?
Yeah. So because this is an earnings amplifier, you will definitely have to provide liquidity or have something staked, because you should be earning from the AMM first, and then our Meerkat will come in as an earnings amplifier.
Gotcha. I don't have any CRO yet. I think I invested in like whatever crypto.com was originally called, like back in 2017. I think I bought like 5 or 6 coins. And then
hopefully those coins are renamed on their own.
No, I tried to when I was like kind of getting back into things at the start of the year, I was trying to start transferring everything like over to my MetaMask and getting things all organized from when I was just all over the place back in the day. And because I only had such a small amount of coins and they were discontinuing them, if I wanted to move them, it was going to cost like basically all of them in the and I was like fuck you guys. I can't even get my like $3 worth of coin.
Yeah look, I think what's even funnier is you're probably not the only one, man. So many people in our Ethereum community have been introduced to a new chain. They've all faced the same issue, like what is this new chain we're talking about? And I think we're just glad they're all now on board with us.
Now, how long has the Cronos chain been around?
Oh, I think it's around for quite a long time actually. I mean by that I mean like long in the NFT space means like years, I think. But I think they've rebranded and they're basically where they are now. I think
what I invested in then probably was Cronos, essentially, I guess.
I believe so actually. Okay. I mean you're probably there even before us, so
I wonder how much I paid for it.
I don't know,
Back in
man.
2017, probably way too much.
Yeah, that's true.
I had a question about the art actually on this blockchain. So I'm presuming that the same way that these NFTs were designed on the Ethereum blockchain, that's how these were procedurally designed on the Cronos Crypto.com network. Is that correct? Are these completely new set of NFTs, or are there any duplicates from the Ethereum blockchain?
Right. Okay. So I think the first thing is to realize that so crypto, there's two ways you can launch on their network, either at crypto.com or this is unrelated to our work, but I think it's just important to emphasize here, which is you can launch it with crypto.com directly on their marketplace or on the Cronos network. So we've done it on the second one, which means for all of you listeners, if you are looking to purchase a Mad Meerkat, you can't do it on the crypto.com/NFT platform. You have to do it on our either a secondary marketplace here, exactly on this website, or on this other secondary website called Business Pay. Back to your question. So you've realized that these Meerkats look pretty similar in the overall look, with a cute little earring there. So essentially, I think just to be honest, we've realized that we've taken like months of effort to design many different categories and traits, and we thought like it would be a waste if the Ethereum chain wasn't sold out and all this artwork went down the drain. So we repackaged a lot of the traits, but we wanted a little cute little something that allowed people to distinguish between the two. So just for those of you who don't know, basically crypto.com has like 5 credit cards with 5 different colors, and we basically use those colors because they sounded amazing. Like I think the top tier is called what? Obsidian Black. Like how ridiculously cool is that? So we've used those colors to incorporate a new design part of the earrings. If you want, you can filter the earrings. On the left, I think there's a earrings option. Exactly. So these are the exact 5 colors that you can find in its rarity as well in the crypto.com platform. So essentially, they are completely. I mean, when you look at it, you know it's completely different from the Ethereum ones. The benefits are also a little bit different, but from the artwork perspective, this is what you can see.
Also, sorry, just to barge in a bit here, what do you guys think of this site that you're on, this madmeerkat.io/auction webpage? Do you have any thoughts on this webpage?
It seems rather easy to use. I haven't connected my wallet or anything to test that experience out, or the buying experience, but I mean, at least it seems easy to kind of navigate between the different options you have and the different characteristics.
Is there a place where you can actually like check out the rarity of your Meerkats specifically, like a ranking? I think that you guys had partnered a little bit with was it Rarity Tools or something like
Sniper
that
on Crow.
Which one?
Rarity Sniper on Crow.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I wanted to bring this webpage up because we have an interesting story for this webpage. So one thing about our community was that they were sort of like they've been asking us to create a marketplace ever since we have started minting. Minted and just post mint is just when marketplace every single day, So the thing is, whatever you're seeing right now on this page, it's not really considered a marketplace yet, because technically, for you to list your Meerkat here, you would have to go to our partner site, which is Ibisus Bay, to list your Meerkat. However, everything you're seeing here, we can do everything except listing and selling, but you can buy directly and everything, and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to highlight this beautiful, elegant solution done by our dev team. So because he was in the chat, he just saw all the complaints that we were getting about not having a marketplace, but there was no way we can come up with a marketplace in such a short time. So he, with his own genius little mind, decided to create this web page that he created that whole filter pane on the left that you're seeing. He made it very easy for the Mad Cats to just purchase the Meerkats directly on our website like this. Yeah. So I what you're looking at is a marketplace, but it's not a marketplace. Yeah, so I thought that would be an interesting thing to share.
Gotcha.
I was actually wondering, so I noticed that like originally, because I minted my Meerkats on the first day on Ethereum, and
Yes, sir.
from there the price, like you said, we were watching and it just wasn't selling for some reason, which was very odd. I thought that the mint was going to go pretty fast on it. I'm sure you guys did too. So
Yep.
the price on those was falling. I think I had seen it maybe around like a 0.03, 0.2,
Our lowest floor price was 0.01 at one point.
Really? So
For
yeah,
a short
yeah, and it was pretty interesting. And then like when the CRO launch happened and they sold out instantaneously, the price I've seen upwards of like 0.3 now, I believe. I think it's kind of hovering around 0.2, but yeah, it's definitely like what 4x'd at this point, at least on a floor basis.
So because I'm a person that I like data quite a bit. So I like to find interesting nuggets of information to share with everyone. So I think our lowest, oh my goodness. Our lowest floor price at one point was 0.01 ETH. Our highest floor price, it actually managed to break, I think a little bit more than 0.7. So that is the lows and the highs. And if you do the math, I think that is a healthy 70x, if I'm not wrong.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how have the secondary sales been for both of them now that things have improved considerably?
Oh, let's bring it to anyway. I also wanted to touch a little bit about the price drop and things like that. And just to check, by the way, do you see that whether you've gotten your CRO Mad Meerkats for free since you had the Ethereum one?
Yeah, Fry. Do you want to? I sent Fry a picture of everything I've got. If you want to pull it up, Fry.
Oh no, it's good. Just wanted to make sure that you guys are that you are already part of the game.
I got all my guys.
Okay, nice. Anyway, if you can head over to this website called ebisusbay.com. I think it's EBISUS Bay. EBISUS Bay.
BAY.com.
B like San Francisco Bay, that Bay.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, kind of like eBay.
Exactly
like eBay actually. So you can hit the marketplace, top right hand
on the top right hand corner. Yeah.
Yep.
And Mad Meerkat. I think we're the biggest, or easily the top 2 or 3. I can't remember. Project on Ebisus Bay, and we have now a secondary traded volume of 1.2 million CRO.
Wow.
Nice.
With an average sale of about 600 CRO. So I can't remember the price of CRO now, maybe about 0.5, 0.6. So
yeah, so you're talking like $600,000 worth of secondary sales. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, but I think more importantly is like the number of the ownership number of people who are holding Mad Meerkats is increasing, and this kind of what we wanted.
How much is it at right now?
You mean the minimum price?
No, how many holders are there?
Oh, I can't remember. We did a little analysis the other day.
We're close to 2,000 holders, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yep, we're close to 2,000 holders.
What are your goals? Like, what are you trying to do right now to increase that number? Because I know when I go into a project, I like to see usually at least like a third distribution, somewhere between a third to half. So I like it when, it's nearly impossible for someone to own more than 2. I like that kind of a distribution because it means there's a huge community.
Right. I think, no, go ahead.
Okay. So actually, this case of unique holders was something that was brought up by a few of our community members also, right? But at the same time, we're not worried about it, simply because I think the market on CRO is quite different from the rest of the other chains, right? Why I say this is because I feel that the attention right now is sort of focused on just a very few projects, right? So basically, anytime Crypto.com launches their unique collection, everyone rushes into it, right? So what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of focus on CDC related projects, but not so much on the independent projects at the moment right now, which is also why for independent projects, when independent projects sell out on CRO, to us that's a big deal. Yeah, so that was something that we're very proud of, right? Why I say this is because what this means is that all the attention are there. There are not many eyes looking over at the independent side of things, right? So for us, our game plan is actually really simple, which is to just keep executing on our roadmap. And as we deliver, more and more people will get to know the Mad Meerkats. And they'll just come in. And because right now our floor price, as you can see on this screen now, is 590 crore, right? It is still rather accessible. If people can drop thousands and thousands on kitties and lions from the crypto.com site, I'm very sure they're able to come in here, and get the entry points that you're seeing right now. So in terms of individual holders, we believe that it's a self-correcting mechanism over time. As long as we continue executing, as long as we are, one with the borrow so far, everything is going according to plan. I think it's a self-correcting problem. I actually wouldn't even call it a problem, to be honest.
No, I mean a fifth is good. That's solid.
I'm curious though.
If I see like a tenth or less, that's where it gets like kind of iffy, because then you're like worried that it's a bunch of whales trying to pump something.
Yeah.
I'm curious though, what do you think's been the most effective in growing your community? Because you guys clearly have done a great job and there's an active following. What do you think's been the most effective in getting you to that point with your community?
So I think honestly a big part of how everything changed in terms of community building was a conscious decision that both of us came to at one point of time during our journey. And I remember this distinct moment, right? Because it was the period where I just felt that, because personally for both of us, we've been in so many NFT projects, right? And at one point of time, I think the morale in the borough was at its all-time low, right? I think that was very similar to at the time when our floor price was at lowest, like close to 0.01, 0.02. And I told Canvas that, we have so many things, we have so many things that we're working on behind the scenes, right? And yet our community thinks that we are just chilling by the beach or something like that. And I do not fault them for it, because it does look that way online, right? And one thing that we agreed on is that, let's just be 100% transparent and communicative to our borrow. Like we might not have something that's completed, but there is, it's totally fine to just go in and have a chat, share about what we're working on. There's no need for us to have that complete product before we share, some news about it, because so we made that decision. And then the very next day I remembered what we did was we did this all day AMA session, right? Right, that was the next day, right? Yeah, so basically I did an all day AMA session where I was just in the lounge chat of our Discord. I told everyone that things are going to change right now. We want to talk to you all the time if we can. So I know that there were a lot of unresolved questions. So I was in this lounge chat for 24 hours for anyone to come in at any time zone. Just come in, have a chat, ask me anything related to the project, unrelated to the project, the weather, Skybird, anything at all.
It's pretty awesome.
So I think that day, over the span of 12 hours, we got 5 people, 5 Mad Cats talking to us, which was absolutely, of course, in terms of percentage, it's horrible. But I would like to think that day changed a lot of things, because from that day, just having an actual conversation with 5 of our members back then, it helped us really learn a lot of things. And it also made me realize the importance of just having this form of communication up. So right after that day, we announced an official Ask Me Anything session. So this time it isn't an all-day thing, isn't as informal, but now it is like a mini event in the borough. That one we had quite a turnout. I think we had 30 Mad Cats. Yeah. So 30 now might seem like a small number, but back then when morale was low, 30 felt like
It was huge,
3,000.
man. It was
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, so in that, I remember on that very day, everyone asked us many questions because it seemed as though we were dead. Dead meaning the two of us, we weren't in the project at all, So we corrected a lot of like their perspective, and we shared the plans going forward. Everyone was on the same page after the call, and that is something that really turned the tide. Because when we went to CRO, we emphasized time and time again that this communication, that the current standard will be the standard going forward and the future, So I'm not sure if you guys have been in our borough in recent weeks, but I'm very sure that it is it is extremely different, or at least a contrast from what it was before.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in and out of the various projects that I'm, involved in, and it definitely looks like things have picked up considerably. You've got a pretty solid little group going in there now.
Yep. They make me cry a little bit in my heart out of gratitude. Yeah.
Nice. Do you have other chains in mind to expand to, since you've been so successful with Ethereum and now Cronos?
So yeah, I can take this one. Yeah, so we want to be a nice integrated resource, which means in the future possibly. But right now, we're glad that we've got a strong foothold, and we just can't wait to continue executing for people across both Ethereum and the CRO chain. So I've always advocated to people that if you don't really know what to buy, how to get started, getting the Ethereum original Meerkat will always be the right place, because all the benefits, I mean, whether the eventual development is on CRO or on another cross chain, or even on Ethereum itself, the Ethereum Meerkats would never miss out. So it's a bit like the surest way, of being sure that you won't miss out any of the benefits that we have. I think that's the way to put it.
Yeah. Also, just to add on a little bit, as Canvas mentioned, there are plans to expand into other chains, but not right now, because in the end, the grand vision of the Meerkats, right, is to be this cross-chain integrated education platform, and to do so, this will mean that we will want to educate and share information about certain chains first, fully find out what this chain has to offer before we expand into another chain. If not, all we're doing is just giving our community members very surface understanding of the different chains we're in, and that's not what we're all about. We want everyone to have a high average baseline of the different chains that's available, not just a surface understanding. Yeah.
And can you share more about the acquisition of Crocswap? What was the value that was provided to your community with that? And maybe any other acquisitions or partnerships that you have in mind for the future?
Okay. So the utility and the benefit. So first of all, Crocswap and us, before we even had the acquisition, they already offered us that exclusive partnership, which then became our direct utility on CRO, right, which is a staking utility. Ever since we have done this acquisition, there is also now plans to reward minters / hodlers, right, with a $60,000 airdrop that will be done on the last day this month, right? So what is unique about this airdrop is that even though it is just $60,000 USD value, we have a mini condition in there, which is if in the event that on 31st December, 300,000 MMF tokens, which is our native token, yep, it's exactly this one that you just scrolled to. If 300,000 of these tokens have the value that exceeds 60,000 USD, we will airdrop the tokens instead, right? So for example, I think the price of MMF today right now during this call should be close to $1 if I'm not wrong. So 300,000 MMF coins would therefore have a rough estimate value of like maybe 290k USD, and then that will be airdropped instead of 60,000 USD. However, on the flip side, assuming a bearish scenario where our coins 300 300,000 MMF is lower than 60,000 USD, then we will switch and airdrop just the 60,000 USD, right? So both ways, the community still has it best. Yeah.
And is that airdrop going to every holder, or just to
no.
people who are investing on the platform?
It's going to every original minter that did not sell their Meerkat.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys seem to really be like taking care of your originals.
Oh yeah, we've said it from the start, and definitely, that's one of
OG will never be forgotten is our tagline.
Not
Yeah.
really. Our taglines get mad, but that's one of the
Yeah,
It's
one
one
of
of
the
our taglines, yeah.
Yeah, because those are the people that, you know, they've been with you for the whole time and the ups and the downs.
You're right.
Well, I was wondering, what else is involved in your roadmap?
So actually, how
Okay.
should I present this? Okay, so
yeah, drop
I mean-
drop a little Easter egg or something.
okay, so I think what is strange about the trajectory of our project is that maybe on the Ethereum side, Canvas, maybe later you can share on the roadmap for the Ethereum side, because I know that's already all in the background, right? But I think what is interesting for the CRO side is that we have the grand vision, and we have the steps, right? But it was on purpose that we didn't really have fixed items in the roadmap. And what I mean by that is we have different options to get to the final end goal of the vision, but we don't just have one. And so we didn't want to lock ourselves in by just publishing like one confirmed roadmap out there, right? And I think since Mint, the team has came together and discussed which path we want to choose. And right now there is a path that's locked in. But I don't think it is taking the form that anyone is expecting right now. And I say this I understand that by saying this, I leave a gigantic question mark in everyone's head. I know that, you know, when I do this, I know that we can totally back it up. So that's all I can say for now.
That's cool.
So yes, the community hates me for doing this, but every single time I do this, I only do it when I can back it up.
Exactly.
That's all I
exactly.
can say.
Yeah.
It's important.
For now. Yep. Canvas,
Yeah,
you
I-
want to share a bit about the Ethereum side of things?
Yeah, I'm also gonna touch a bit on the Ethereum side of things, but I also wanted to maybe just to frame everyone's minds about what Seiko just said. I think we look at ourselves more like a startup in the sense where we know this entire industry is going to be the next big thing, but we don't know how to get there. We don't know how to become cement ourselves as one of the biggest in this space. And I'm not saying we are, but it's a constant process. So there are many ways to get there, and I think I don't like to call it a business because it gives a little not so positive ring to it. It's supposed to be fun, but essentially how a lot of businesses survive is they always know when to expand, when to pivot, things like that. And I think the very first big move of expanding to CRO is testament to us being nimble, us being flexible enough to take advantage of what we think is the next big opportunity to get there. So which is why, you know, what the sequence has said is because there's so many options to get there. Every day we are seeing what we think is best to get us to that position. And once we have locked in on that, all of us actually are working our way to getting there. And this is why we are, I think, where we are today. Back to the Ethereum side of things, we're gonna make sure that so for just like yourself, right? The Robin or Cryptopher, or DeFi, where every Ethereum holder would have gotten exposure to the CRO game from either getting a free Meerkat or getting a heavily discounted Meerkat during mint. So most of the developments on CRO, the Ethereum people will also be getting it. I think that's the very first thing I want to emphasize. Beyond that, we're going to continue to expand our current Ethereum roadmaps. So the very first thing is all holders are going to receive a nice little banner piece that's also designed by our friend come in-house artist designer. We've never forgotten about the art side of things, and these cute little nugget drops are going to be what the Ethereum OG holders are going to get on top of the CRO developments that Sequence has mentioned. And currently we're also working with a few partners where and no matter what we end up with, let's say we have a few giveaways and things like that, it would more likely be benefiting the OG holders first before we expand it to the CRO community. So in essence, everyone's covered, but the OG holders a little bit more.
Awesome.
Excellent.
That actually, yeah, that brings me to another question actually. So with the artist who was doing all the art, what was her progression through the whole thing? Because I'm sure she was pretty excited to initially launch, and then having things not go the way that the team had anticipated, and now turning that around. Like, what's her whole experience with this? Because I believe this is her first NFT project. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Just to also give a bit of context, she's quite shy, quite a shy person, but obviously, you know, we've always had our chats to catch up. To be honest, I don't really know how to say, but she just like to draw, like period. So she was very glad to be on board for the Mad Meerkats. I think we were actually a little bit more sad that not as many people minted as compared to her, because to her it's like there are already people out there looking at my artwork. Obviously, the more the better, but it's good to have some. But now with this CRO expansion, I think she's more than delighted.
Yeah. So maybe let me just ask you, Fry and Robin, right? What do you think? Let's say if her emotions were a graph, what do you think the graph would look like from all the way from the start, like Ethereum to CRO?
Let's see. Some kind of unsure squiggle going on at first.
A giant climb right after that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say like 2017 crypto into early 2018 crypto.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There you go.
How about you, Fry?
Yeah, I guess something similar. I'm not 100% sure what else I could add.
To the graph on your mouthpiece on your profile picture now?
Yes.
Right. Okay, so
at least initially.
For our artists, the graph is actually it's a slope upwards. It is just a slope upwards, right? So see it as maybe a 45-degree angle type of slope. However, maybe when we hit CRO, and I think during our minting week, that line just became perpendicular. Yeah. So the rationale is really, I mean, it's exactly as what Canvas said, right? Like, she is a full 100% artist person, right? When the team was a bit disappointed at our Ethereum minting, she was happy, because for what it is, it's just her art. Even though she did so many designs, but in essence, a few hundred people appreciated the art. In fact, even if only 10 people bought, she would still be happy, because 10 people appreciated, like really liked the art. And she's always in the burrow. She's always looking at what people are saying. She knows that no matter what number it is, people actually love the art, you know? And that, I mean, I would like to think that I have some creative endeavors as well. So I understand how she feels, because when even just one person shows that genuine appreciation, it just feels so damn good, you know? And that's maybe, that could be why, like, some artists, you know, they always call them like mad artists, because the numbers don't really matter to them. It's all about how it makes people feel, no matter what number of people feel that emotion, right? Yep. That being said, when she saw all 10K fly off the shelf like that, of course that feeling then becomes exponential, right? I think the team echoes this sentiment as well, right? Like, all of us were just, it was a very strange, complex emotion of like gratitude, satisfaction, and appreciation, and yeah, you know, because overwhelming back then. It's just overwhelming. So I'm very sure our artists felt the same way as well.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to ask, while we're on the subject, is there anything else you wanted to share about like the team members or artists behind Mad Meerkats, the experience they bring to the project?
Yeah, I could summarize that before we close. I think in essence, we are all primarily friends, but also people who recognize our strengths. I think thankfully till now we have all worked very seamlessly. Of course, because me and Sequence are obviously managing a committee, so the committee mostly sees us, but trust that, we've been emphasizing this as well, but trust that everyone's doing their part to make this thing work. We are fully confident of our capabilities, and when we drop little teasers like what Sequence has done, it's always through a series of discussions, through things that we know all of us can back up and produce together. So I think we've just want to emphasize that we are highly confident in ourselves, and we are confident that as long as we continue to execute, it will continue to be what it is right now.
Yeah, I think to add on a bit, honestly, I think Canvas used the word trust that the team is working. You don't even need to trust, to be honest. Just
fine.
be in the burrow. Look at the amount of things we've done in the first week since we minted. I'm not one to sort of like tout my own horn, but I'm really, really proud of what we have done so far in just 1 week. I honestly think it's mad. There's no other word to describe it. You don't even need to take it from me. Just come into the burrow and ask what does the burrow think about the team. You can see what people are saying, and especially with our merger with the Crocswap team, all I see is just mad talented individuals. Everyone, everyone owning their little corner in the workshop, and we're all just, we've created this system that I feel that can take us through the long term. Yeah, so I'm really, really excited as well.
Awesome. Well, that's all the questions I've got. Fry, do you have anything else?
No, that's it for me.
Cool. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about before we finish up?
Just one little thing, which once again, everyone will hate me for. But when we came up with the next part of our roadmap for CRO, all I can say is the whole team went mad. So, it's not financial advice, but I don't know. If I was, if I heard the plans, I would get myself a few. NFA, I have to say.
It's not financial advice, but if I were you, I'd invest in my stuff.
Sequence
NFT. That's what we're all saying, basically, right?
Correct. All like when the plan, when as we discussed and the plan started taking shape, everyone just started like screaming on the call. Endorphins were pumping. So that's all. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Should I have marketed ourselves too much? But I'm just really excited about the next part, and I can't wait to share it. But I know I can't say a single word about it right now. So
hey, that's what we're here for.
NFT, period.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. It was great getting a little more time to figure everything out this time. There's been a lot of changes, so I'm pretty stoked to where things are heading. I'm glad.
Definitely. Me too.
Yeah,
thanks
so
you
much
guys
for
should
having
totally
us.
join us in the burrow. We're
Exactly.
always welcoming of the two of you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Come in, check out the vibes.
Yeah, I'll try and spend a little more time in there.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right, guys, you have a good weekend.
Take care.
Both of you.
Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.
You too.
Oh, yeah. Merry Christmas.